The scene in Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, this morning.
Attack of the drones started a little bit earlier than 7 a.m. this morning. There were 3 explosions, and by now there were around 7 explosions, all of them in the city center of Kyiv. The area of the attack is the railway station where the power plant is located.
Ukrainian journalist Katerina Malofieva. This news just in. Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, has said he's buying Parler, the social media platform. The midterms, voters already casting ballots in 18 states, and voting starts in 8 more this week. What are they worried about, and where are they casting the blame? CBS pollster Anthony Salvanto telling Face the Nation.
We've gotten bad news this week about inflation. Who's responsible for this? And are the Democrats and Joe Biden responsible for this? And the answer is somewhat. People understand that there are other factors there.
With those midterm elections looming, Arizona's redefining the term battleground state.
Evan McMullin, an independent candidate, is posing an unexpectedly strong challenge to Senator Mike Lee, a Republican of Utah. In an interview on NBC's Meet the Press, McMullin said unequivocally that he would not caucus with either party.
I'm committed to maintaining my independence. I'm building a cross-partisan coalition.
Kari Lake, the Republican candidate for governor of Arizona, refused on Sunday to commit to accepting the results of her election.
I'm going to win the election and I will accept that result. If you lose, will you accept that? I'm going to win the election and I will accept that result.
Lake appeared on CNN's State of the Union. Jim Krasula, CBS News.
Police in Stockton, California say they're confident they've caught the serial killer they were looking for. 43-year-old Wesley Brownlee will be arraigned tomorrow, expected to face charges over 6 fatal shootings. A famous children's retailer rising from the ashes. CBS's Elise Preston has that.
Just in time for the holidays, Toys R Us shops have officially opened in select Macy's locations across the country. Macy's is celebrating with 9 days of family activities and giveaways. The expansion of Toys R Us shops was first announced back in July. The popular decades-old toy retailer had closed all of its brick-and-mortar locations back in 2018 after the company declared bankruptcy.
In South Korea, bye-bye BTS. For now, the K-pop group will comply with a law requiring all able-bodied men in South Korea to serve 18 to 21 months in that country's military. The group's going on hiatus till 2025. This is CBS News.
Well, that's good. They ought to serve.
Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right, and when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
Calling all veterans, Uncle Sam needs you to help the wheels of American democracy keep turning.
An estimated shortage of 130,000 poll workers ahead of the midterms has sparked a national campaign to recruit veterans and military family members for the job.
We're trying to figure out a good way to get veterans engaged in positive civic engagement.
Leading the recruitment campaign, We the Veterans, board member Joe Planzler.
Veterans are really keenly attuned to following rules and regulations, which is super important for safety and security of our elections.
Stephen Kaufman, CBS News.
And finally, what is going on in Russia? Aviation experts, oil executives, and oligarchs are among at least 15 Russian nationals to have died there and abroad in dubious circumstances since the invasion of Ukraine. Falling from hospital windows, falling downstairs, falling off their yacht, suffering a, quote, drug-induced heart attack. Observers suggest a simple diagnosis, opposing Vladimir Putin's war. I'm Vicki Barker, CBS News.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. Consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Birmingham area attorneys. Office in Birmingham. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers. Online at CordellCordell.com.
We tried Dynovite nutritional supplement, and after a couple of weeks, we noticed a big difference. Our little Gizmo's coat was shinier, and there was a lot less scratching and shedding.
My dog smelled and scratched constantly. We bathed.
Gotta be there.
But no results. Now, a little Dynovite in her food helps Bella keep her beautiful coat with no scratching or smell.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over $1 million pets helped with Dynovite.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Birmingham area attorneys. Office in Birmingham. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers. Online at CordellCordell.com.
We tried Dynovite nutritional supplement, and after a couple of weeks, we noticed a big difference. Our little Gizmo's coat was shinier, and there was a lot less scratching and shedding.
My dog smelled and scratched constantly. We bathed and sprayed her, took her to the vet, but no results. Now, a little Dynovite in her food helps Bella keep her beautiful coat with no scratching or smell.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over $1 million pets helped with Dynovite.
When it's time to get a new vehicle, Larry Puckett Chevrolet is the best place to find your new Chevy or a great used car. New cars, SUVs, and trucks are being delivered daily, and Larry Puckett has their largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in over a year. Check them out online at LarryPuckett.com or visit them on Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville. And if you have an extra vehicle, bring it in for an instant cash offer. Whether you're selling or trading, your vehicle will never be worth more. Larry Puckett Chevrolet, where the customers do the talking.
Makes a little sports analysis, pop culture, and great interviews. You've got the Rich Eisen Show podcast.
Brownie the Elf. It's this monstrously large logo that few people across the country knew even was existing on the planet. Joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show for 2 minutes, Nathan Segura.
I just want you to know, J.W. Johnson, our owner and executive vice president, told me he will be happy to send you a Brownie hoodie.
I'm sure I can give it to a Brown fan because what's the price? I wouldn't be caught dead in it.
Rich Eisen Show podcast, wherever you listen.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440. Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Blindster. You need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop today and save big. Blindster.com.
Mainly dry day on the way today. Temperatures will be warm again, although not as warm as we had over topping out around 77 or 78. Mostly cloudy skies, just a 10% chance of a shower. Other than that, it will be a little breezy tonight and again tomorrow. With flare filters in tonight, so 40s, upper 50s for highs tomorrow with plenty of sun, and then we're talking frosty temperatures Tuesday night and Wednesday. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seeley for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker. On News Radio.
Better at Brubaker.
You see something out there giving you trouble with traffic, safely contact us. We'll pass the info along. Interstate systems moving into the Tri-County area from Clanton, Albany, Greenville. No problems on 231 south out of Wetumpka, north out of Troy. Reinhardt Used Super Center has a great selection of Camrys, RAV4s, Tacomas, and 4Runners. Your good credit and no money down will get you on the road today and whatever you want. Reinhardt Used Car Super Center. Buckle up. It's the law for Montgomery Skywatch Traffic. This is Major Delay.
When it comes to tires, bald ain't so beautiful. It's time for a tire makeover at Chico's Auto Pros. Better price, better experience, guarantee. 239-9510.
Good morning. I'm Bethany Davis in the WSFA 12 Newsroom.
I don't know.
Was shot on the job this weekend. It started on I-459 yesterday afternoon when a driver reported someone fired multiple times at his car. Law enforcement tracked the shooter to a nearby apartment complex where he pulled out a gun and started shooting at officers. One officer was hit multiple times, and officers did return fire. That officer who was hit is believed to be in non-life-threatening condition. A massive fire in downtown Enterprise damaged several buildings. It started about 5:30 yesterday morning near the All About Art building on Main Street and quickly spread to nearby buildings. No word on what caused that fire. And we want to remind you, we'll be holding our Day of Dreams telethon all day next Thursday, October 27th. That will benefit the Ministry About People, Mercy House, and the MAP Center, located now at the old WSFA 12 News building on East Delano Avenue, making a huge difference in Montgomery with community programs, meals, shelter, and more to help thousands in our community. I'm Bethany Davis in the newsroom.
Hey guys, it's me, wrestling legend Ric Flair, and I'm on a mission to help millions of guys put more flair down there with Mount Everest. Unlike generic ED treatment programs that can take up to 60 minutes to work, Mount Everest can have you standing at attention in as little as 5 minutes. You'll have an absolutely mind-blowing experience every time. That's because only Mount Everest offers a unique 3-in-1 custom compounded medication. Mount Everest will make you a kiss-stealing, wheeling-dealing son of a gun like me every night. Don't lose another night to ED. Put some flair down there with Mount Everest. Woo!
See if Mount Everest is right for you.
That's some flair down there.
Promo code radio to save 20%. That's join the letters NUimage.com and use promo code radio to save 20%. Go to joinNUimage.com and save 20% with promo code radio.
Sponsored by New Image Medical. You wash your hands, you brush your teeth, but what about the nose?
There's some flair down there.
With Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, and germs. And it's why cleaning your nose, the body's air filter, is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. People try Navage for lots of reasons: sinusitis, colds, allergies, snoring, things that make it hard to breathe through your nose. But over time, they find that cleaning their nose makes them feel better, a lot better. Over 3 million Navage users have written more than 100,000 reviews, averaging 4.7 stars, saying, best product I've ever used, and amazing, I love my Navage. Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less, but the biggest payoff is improved health. Navage is good personal hygiene and can help you stay healthier. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention Marines, military personnel, families, and contractors who were stationed at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune between August 1953 and December of 1987? You may be entitled to significant compensation. For nearly 34 years, those in the Marine Corps' base Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. North Carolina's procedural laws have prevented victims from getting the justice they deserve, but passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow you or a loved one to file lawsuits seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. Call today for your free consultation. 800-799-5071. Let our experienced attorneys fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call 800-799-5071. That's 800-799-5071. Again, 800-799-5071.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440. Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the...
To the problem solver.
This is Decisions.
Oh, well.
Kevin Elkins.
Good morning. Good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It's time to rise and shine once again. For it is another day that you're on top of the ground, and the ground's not on top of you. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440. It is time for our daily bread, the way we start our day, a word from on high, something that'll change your perspective or give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. And good morning again. And again, it is October the 17th, 2022 AD. Today's daily bread is God spoke. Our scripture insight today is Genesis 1 through 4. But Genesis 1 and 3, it reads, God said, let there be light. And there was light. Govern yourselves accordingly this morning. And again, it is October the 17th. It is a day like all the other days of old, which has never been. And it is also a day, no matter what you think, no matter what you heard, that will never, ever come again. And once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to do the things that you should have done today that you don't do. And you don't get to undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do this day, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done on this day, October the 17th, 2022. If you've been here a while on God's green earth, you no doubt have seen many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace and mercy of God, we may, I'm not sure, but we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should not be, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it? Well, whatever you do, while you can, for as long as you can, until you can't, reach back and give somebody else a helping hand. Benjamin Elijah Mays once said that whatever we do in life, we should do it so well that no man living, no man dead, and no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say that is the standard by which you live your life. You shall always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two. We all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say give out if you must. Rest if you can. But you never quit. You never, ever give up. Because quitters don't win. And while winners may fail at a thing or two, we all do, they never give up. So when the mountain is high, you can't get over it. When the valley is low, and you can't seem to get off from under it. And when the hills are wide, you can't go around them. Well, if you can't go over it, can't go under it, can't go around it, sometimes, every once in a while, you got to go through the mountain. And remember this, even in stormy seas, when the clouds are high, the sun is still there. Clouds are temporary. Never give up. Never, ever give up. Good morning to you. God spoke. That's our daily bread for this morning, the 17th day of October, 2022. We'll be back.
Welcome to today's word of encouragement from our daily bread. The devotional for today is titled God Spoke, and it was written by Marvin Williams. In 1876, inventor Alexander Graham Bell spoke the very first words on a telephone. He called his assistant Thomas Watson, saying, "Watson, come here. I want to see you." Crackly and indistinct, but intelligible, Watson heard what Bell had said. The first word spoken by Bell over a phone line proved that a new day for human communication had dawned. Establishing the dawn of the first day into the formless and empty earth, God spoke his first words recorded in Scripture. Let there be light. These words were filled with creative power. He spoke, and what he declared came into existence. God said, "Let there be light," and so it was. His words produced immediate victory as darkness and chaos gave way to the brilliance of light and order. Light was God's answer to the dominance of darkness. And when he created the light, he saw that it was good. God's first words continue to be powerful in the lives of believers in Jesus. With the dawning of each new day, it's as if God is restating his spoken words in our lives. When darkness, literally and metaphorically, gives way to the brilliance of his light, may we praise him and acknowledge that he's called out to us and truly sees us. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading are the very first words in your Bible. It's from Genesis chapter 1, verses 1 through 4. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now, the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. Let's pray. Creator of light, Holy Father, we praise you for dispelling the darkness of this world, for opening our eyes to you and your presence in our life. As you create new life in us through your Son, Jesus, may we spread your light and life to others. And it's in your name that we pray, Lord Jesus. Amen. Thanks so much for listening to this word of encouragement today. My name is Wes Ward, and today's devotional was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Right, don't forget, folks, it is PT time today with 4 days a week. Let the general motivate us first. General Tia, do it.
All the way.
All the way. Gotta be rough and tough, airborne. Every day. A run to the sun.
No sweat.
Not yet. Down in the mess hall on my knee. We got nothing to eat but a can of beans.
Nothing to eat but a can of beans.
The bread was moldy and the meat was bad. Well, you know darn well that you can't eat that.
Hey, you know darn well that you can't eat that. Here we go.
Here we go.
All the way.
All the way.
Gotta be
rough and tough, airborne. All the way. When I was young, always wanted to be in the 82nd Airborne, needs another breeze. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna do it right. Jump from an aircraft while in flight.
all the way.
Oh, it's a great day to be alive. Let's get motivated.
Airborne, all the way, driving on, driving on. Early one morning.
In the drizzling rain, well, I picked up my parachute and boarded the plane. Jump master said 1 minute to go. Green light, green. Oh, yeah.
All the way, airborne, all the way, driving on.
Driving on.
Driving on, all the way, airborne.
Time to get up, rise and shine.
Driving on, here we go.
Here we go.
All the way.
All the way.
Gotta
be rough and tough. Airborne. All the way. All right, now it's time for PT. Somebody tell the sergeant major and the first sergeant come on out here now. Tell them they retiring, but they're not retired yet. Well, they kind of are on duty, but wait a minute, hold it. What happened? Okay, y'all do know that we have to do PT first. Okay, you know that, right? Okay, okay, let's do PT first, and then we can get over with it. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. It's here today. This is what he might say. Heal it up, don't fight it. Don't fight it. Hey, all right, let's go. It's party. Woo! It's party. Here we go. We got the groove. Airborne Daddy is on the move. Can you feel it all in my soul? Can we go just a little bit more? Hey, Lottie, Dottie. Hey, Lottie, Dottie. Hey, come on. Oh, Lottie, Dottie. Hey, the airborne way. Sometimes I want to quit, but my pride won't permit. Woo! Looking good. Okay. Woo! Now it's time. Okay, now we got to get the PT out the way. It can't be cheating. This is the reserve PT clause here. We just do this 4 days a week for a couple minutes. To make sure we stay in some semblance of shape. All right then. Let us pay homage to all of our armed forces of these United States of America, because as you slept last night, somebody, somewhere, one of our young men and women, at least the ones who think they're still young men and women, they sat someplace on the fence, and they said, not on my watch. Nothing will harm you tonight that I can help. We appreciate it. All that to all the young men and women who wear the uniform, who protect our country against enemies, foreign and domestic. That domestic one we got to talk about one of these days. But anyway, good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard. And don't forget our local heroes, the Montgomery Police Department, Montgomery Sheriff Department, the Fire Department. Did I leave anybody out? Oh, say good morning to his honor, the mayor, Stephen Reed. Good guy, Democrat, but that's guy ain't gonna hold it against him. All right. Oh yeah, the Democrats had a party this weekend at someplace. I'll tell you a little bit about that. They didn't see me in the room, but I was there. And again, it is a great day to be alive on top of the ground, rather than the ground being on top of you. Good morning to you. And good morning to Maxwell and Gunnar Air Force Base, home of the Air Force's intellectual teachings, or whatever it is they teach. I just call them our local Top Guns. Good morning to you guys. Saw some fighters this weekend too. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I love them birds. Although if I lived over there by the Air Force Base out there, I would ask to get a reduction in taxes. All that noise. Their motto is Semper Fidelis, but the Marines couldn't pronounce that, so they called it Semper Fi. Well, whether it's Semper Fidelis or Semper Fi, it all means the same thing. Always, always faithful. Good morning to you, Montgomery. And it is still, as it always has been, a great day to be alive. Alrighty then. Okay, I'm good. Life is good. I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling kind of healthy this morning. Ready to talk up a storm. Although I really see the only bad thing about the radio is that you can like turn the channel and turn the radio off, and no matter, I had just ended up talking to myself. Okay, but when you have people in front of you who can't turn you off, you can talk all day. However, I have found in my maturing years that it is better to talk when one has something to say rather than just talk. I'm just saying, like some people do that I know. And I was one of those people at one time. But anyway, good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. I'm feeling pretty good. It's a great day to be alive. 6:29 in the morning. If you got to be there by 7 o'clock, you got 30 minutes by which to arrive. Now that's Central Standard Time. If you're on the East Coast, Eastern Time, you know it's like 7:30 already. Man, it's 7:30 already. Wow, what time is it? Anyway, so but I live in Central Time here, so we good. It's 6:30 here. Okay, so now, I know, folks, there are people who listen to me all over the world, all over the United States. So I got to give them their time also. Okay, and so you wonder why I'm doing that. Well, that's why I'm doing that. Okay, I got to, Alabama's not the only place that loves the E-Man. Okay, loves Elkman. Elkman is loved all over the world. Okay, sometimes he's hated other places too, but that's okay. We'll get over that. We'll. Nobody's that important. So somebody always dislike somebody. Okay, they treated Jesus Christ bad. So who am I? Who am I? Anyway, good morning to you. Got to take a break. And of course, we will come back with lessons of life. Now, those are the things that you learn by living. Okay, that's our lesson of life this morning. We'll get to that one. Also, the word of the day. It is my attempt to make sure that when you tell somebody to go fly a kite, they gladly go and they won't bring you up on charges. They won't fire you. That's my attempt. See, you can say anything to anybody you want to say. You just have to know how to. I tell my 16-year-old that too, who'll be 16 come Thursday. I tell him that too. Tell me anything you want to tell me. Okay, just do a little bit, put some spec on that, and you have at it. If you disagree with me, that's fine. Just tell me what you disagree with, and if we can work it out, we'll work it out. But we can't work it out. It's too bad for you. But I'm a decent dad. I'm like my parents, where you just knock the hell out you and tell you, get on the hell up the way. No. I don't do that. I listen to them, because every once in a while, parents, not too often. It is not too often. I agree. But every once in a while, we can learn something from our kids. Really, we can. Maybe not much, but we can learn something. So it's a good idea every once in a while to listen to what they have to say. And if nothing else, you get a fresh perspective on an old problem. Anyway, so let's take a break, and we shall return. Uno momento. Okay. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco momento. Okay. So don't you guys go no place. Okay. I'm just saying we'll be. Oh, wait. I forgot. I have my audio thing today. So we'll get to that when we get back too. Okay. So don't try to go nowhere. And then if we have time left, we'll get to lessons of life. Okay, that's what we'll do. Okay, so don't y'all go anyplace. Okay, I don't know what happened to my sound. Oh, there we go, right there. There we go. Okay, so hang loose. We'll be back with our audio presentation, and after that, if we have the time, we'll go to lessons of life. But we'll get to lessons of life today. Believe me, we will. We'll be back.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Blindster. Want to see big on new blinds? Blindster.com offers custom-made.
Oh, messing me.
Prices less than big box retailers. Shop Blindster now and save 45% off any order. Just use code radio. Offer ends soon. Shop today at Blindster.com.
A mainly dry day on the way today. Temperatures will be warm again, although not as warm as what we had over the weekend. We're topping out around 77 or 78. Mostly cloudy skies, just a 10% chance of a shower. Other than that, it will be a little breezy. Breezy tonight and again tomorrow as cold air filters in tonight. Low 40s, upper 50s for highs tomorrow with plenty of sun. And then we're talking frosty temperatures Tuesday night and Wednesday night.
That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Nothing's being reported by the authorities that would send anyone on an alternate route. You see something out there giving you trouble with traffic, safely contact us. We'll pass the info along. Interstate systems moving into the Tri-County area from Clanton, Albany, Greenville. No problems on 231 south out of Wetumpka, north out of Troy. Reinhardt Used Car Supercenter has a great selection of Camrys, RAV4s, Tacomas, and 4Runners. Your good credit and no money down will get you on the road today and whatever you want. Reinhardt Used Car Supercenter. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
How many miles have you driven past your scheduled auto service checkup? A few hundred or a few thousand? Call Chico's Auto Pros today to schedule a quick service at our Atlanta Highway location.
On your marks, get set, go, and turn on Twitch. The Rocket League Championship Series is already back in action. So far in the season, people have been surprised with the lackluster performance of NRG, one of the best teams to ever play. On the other side of the coin, Team Axel has a brand new roster that aims to find success as a top 10 team. Rocket League is here to stay through August of next year. Who do you hope takes home the $600,000 grand prize?
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
Another Guardian Credit Union story.
Hey, are we chumming the same as usual?
Yeah.
How's your baby girl doing?
She's great, but with 3 kids, we really need more space.
You should check out Guardian Credit Union. We got a home equity line of credit from Guardian to finish our basement. We have low rates and a great team that's easy to work with.
Really?
Yeah, my mom got a Guardian home loan to buy her house. They refinance too.
Thanks. I'll check them out.
Oh, mercy.
Hi neighbors, it's Eric Creswell at House and Price Dodge Jeep Ram. It's October and we are making deals. We have never had a better selection on the 2022 Dodge Durango, new Charger and new Challenger. From down payments to interest rates, we have so many ways to help you save. I can't even mention them all. Ram Power Days have been extended through October 31st with more ways to help you save. See our complete inventory online at house.loan.com or visit us in person at 1618 Gilmer Avenue. Drive a little, save a lot.
17.8 pounds. That's the average weight loss achieved in just 30 days during a recent patient study of a breakthrough weight loss program called Weightless from New Image Medical. Weightless uses a prescription-only compounded 3-in-1 combination of medications designed to suppress appetite, remove sugar and alcohol cravings, and defeat weight loss by decreasing carbohydrate and lipid absorption while helping stabilize post-meal glucose spikes and regulating sugar levels. The result, an average weight loss of nearly 18 pounds in just 1 month. You won't find Weightless at your local name brand pharmacies, and you don't need to ask your doctor for a prescription. Just visit the exclusive home of Weightless at mynewimage.com. That's the letters NU, image.com. Use promo code DRESS to save 30%. Why wait a year to lose almost 18 pounds? Start Weightless now, and you could drop that much in a month. Start now by going to mynewimage.com and use promo code DRESS. Again, that's the letters NU, image.com, and save 30% using promo code DRESS.
You have property that needs managing, but you're unsure which tractor and implements you need? Come see us at Sun South, where you'll find quality John Deere equipment and the implements to tackle any job that comes your way. And right now at Sun South, you can drive off in a brand new John Deere with 0% interest on popular models, including 1 Series, 3
What's
Series,
up, Matthews?
Series. For all of your equipment needs, come see us at Sun South. Equipment for those that do.
Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Expires October 31st, 2022.
Is the voice of the conservative millennial. The Ben Shapiro Show, Monday night at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
Okay, we're back. All right, now this is my attempt. This thing is only like 7 minutes, but it's meant to make you think, make you think. Okay, so that's what it's all about. So enjoy this, and then we'll come back with lessons of life. So hang loose. We'll be right back. Wait a minute.
Do. But like everybody in this room, we all have choices, and the choices that we make each and every day can reshape and remold and redefine our future. My mum asked one question. I don't want to know what the chances are of my son dying is. I just want to know what the chances are of my son surviving is. The doctors gave me a 96% death rate. They said, go home. But my mum looked at my glass being 4% full and not 96% empty. But the next day, a doctor came in from America. He said, we're trialing a drug. It's called DTIC. Never been trialed on humans before, only on animals. We're going to trial it on 25 kids. And I truly believe that outside of love, hope is the most powerful word in the English dictionary. This instilled hope into our lives. We started this drug 9 a.m. Tuesday morning. Within 1 month, 20 out of 25 kids had passed away. Within 90 days, 24 out of the 25 kids were dead. My mum, she would sit there and she would watch a doctor come in and zip up a body bag and wheel them out because of the same drug that she chose to put me on. I say to people all around the world that I'm one of the lucky ones. But I never say I'm one of the lucky ones because I'm still alive. I say I'm one of the lucky ones because I wasn't my mum. My mum had it tough. She had to make a choice to inject the drug into a child that has killed everybody that had ever taken it. Until one day I was finally allowed to go home. The doctor said to my mum, your son, he will never go to school, he will never play sport, he'll be a housebound baby, and if he reaches his teenage years, it'll be a miracle. But we believed in miracles. And my mum wanted my dreams to come true. When I was lying in hospital, my mum bought me a Velcro glove and a Velcro ball. And she'd sit at the end of the bed and she'd lob the ball to me, I'd catch it and I'd throw it back till she gets further and further away until eventually I said to her, I have a dream, and that dream is to one day play baseball in America. And people laughed at me. Nobody in your life will tell you what you can do. They'll only ever tell you what you can't do. My dream was to play baseball in America, and I wanted to do everything in my power to make sure that happened. And there was a lot of hiccups along the way. I had my first heart attack when I was 12. I had glandular fever. I had bacterial meningitis. But people kept telling me I wouldn't do it. So it made me work really hard to make sure I could do it. I was lucky enough at the age of 17 to sign a contract and live in America and play baseball. But as you know, life is like a roller coaster. You can get to a pinnacle point in your life and it can get taken away from you in a heartbeat. At the age of 18, I was playing baseball in Phoenix, Arizona. I slid into a base at second and I woke up 3 days later. And at the age of 18, I suffered my career-ending heart attack and I was sent home. I was a depressed boy. I thought life wasn't fair. And I would pray every night. But I wouldn't wake up in the morning. I just wanted God to take me. But I kept waking up every morning. Yet every time I've been knocked down, I always remember what my mum's taught me. Son, it doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down. It's about how many times you get back up that truly determines the quality of your life. When I got home, I got a job in banking. This guy, day 3, tall old guy came in. He said to me, Michael, I'm Tom, I'm the CEO, let's have a chat. I had no idea what CEO stood for, but I just went in there and listened. He said, Michael, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? I had no idea where I was going to be in 5 years' time, but my mum, she always taught me, son, shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you'll end up in the stars. So I said to him, Tom, in 5 years' time, I'm going to take your job. He hated me. Don't ever say that to your boss, okay? They do not like you when you say that. But within 12 months, I was the youngest bank manager in Australia. Within 2 years, youngest area manager. 3 years, youngest state manager. Within the 4th year of being with this company, I was the youngest national sales development manager for one of the largest companies in the world. At the age of 23, I had 600 staff, had 120 banks around Australia and New Zealand. I made lots of money. I lived in $1 million house, had a $100,000 sports car, wore the Armani suits and the Rolex, and I reported directly to my mate Tom. But can you imagine if we look at success not about the materialistic possessions that we can take from this world, but rather what we can give back to this world that makes it a better place than what we found it? I was fortunate enough to be in a position to be able to do something for the most inspirational, the most influential, and the most loving person I've ever met, and that was my mum. On June 16 last year, I was lucky enough to put a pink ribbon on a door to a brand new home. And I got a chance to buy my mum a brand new house. To be able to give back to someone that has sacrificed so much for me is without a doubt the greatest gift. It puts a smile on my face knowing that I've been able to help her. And when I was 7, I heard through the curtains the doctor say to my mum, he will never go to sport, he will never play baseball, he will never ever go to school, and if he reaches his teenage years, it'll be a miracle. And my mum, she walked out, and I said to her as if I didn't hear, what did the doctor say? And she said, everything's going to be okay, son. When I was 12, I had a heart attack, and the doctor said to my mum, he will never play sport again. She walked out, and I said, what did he say? And she said, everything's going to be okay, son. And earlier this year, I finally got a chance to return the favour. Unfortunately, earlier this year, the doctors found 4 tumours in my throat. I've never seen my wife cry so much in all my life. The doctor said to me, Michael, we're sorry, but tomorrow's not guaranteed. You need to slow down. But that's one thing we all have in common, because no one's guaranteed. I think that life is not about the amount of days that you live on this earth, but it's about what you fit into those days that allows you to live a remarkable life. And I remember driving home, and she called me, my mum, and she said, Mike, what did the doctor say? And I said to her, Mum, everything's going to be okay. Every one of us, every single day, is blessed with the air that we breathe, the opportunities that we have. I challenge you every single day to get out of bed and do something that your future self will be proud of.
Every day, get out of bed. Do something that your future self will be proud of. That, my friends, is a mouthful. Start today. Every day, get out of bed and do something that your future self will be proud of. That's a good one. Anyway, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning. If I ever have an opportunity to talk to young kids again, or young folks again, I said, one of the things I like to tell them, stop reading about other people's successes and make your own. Stop reading about other people's greatness and you become great. Okay? Let somebody read about you, how you overcame, how you took all the obstacles that the world had to give you, but you never gave up. You never, ever, ever quit. I hope there's an old saying that strength does not come from falling. Strength comes from getting up every time you fall. And the more times you get up, the stronger you become. Just a little information for you this morning, but something to think about. Anyway, good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. Now it is Lessons of Life and the word of the day. And the word of the day is, as soon as I find it on my piece of paper here, because I wrote it down, and you know how that goes. Me, I have a hard time keeping up with my shoes. So forgive me if I forget sometimes things that I'm into on this show. That's what happens. I get sometimes. Sometimes I remember, and sometimes I don't. Anyway, good morning to you. And so the word of the day is this. Now I want you guys to really, 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 okay? This is a politician's worst nightmare. If somebody says, you seem to be somewhat cousin. Now that's C-O-Z-E-N, cousin. Okay? Now what does that mean? C-O-Z-E-N. What does that mean? Well, you will have an opportunity to figure that out this next week. I mean, in a couple of weeks, you'll be able to understand what I'm telling you. The word cousin, C-O, however you pronounce it. Some people pronounce it cousin, some say cousin. I see an O there, so it's got to be cousin. Anyway, it means to deceive, win over, or influence with pleasing words or actions or by trickery. That sounds like a good politician. That sounds like what happens to the American people most every election day. We are deceived in order to win our vote, or that we try to influence us with pleasing words or actions or by trickery. Cousin, however you want to pronounce it, C-O-Z-E-N. That politician, they do that all the time, but they don't really know how it's defined. Okay, besides calling you a liar, which we don't want to do that, So the next time you don't want to call a politician a liar, just say, are you familiar with the word cousin? C-O-Z-E-N. To deceive, win over, or influence with pleasing words or actions of trickery. Okay, cousin. I'm just saying that's what it is. Now, lessons of life. This lesson of life this morning comes from an educational giant in our culture. Benjamin Elijah Mays. He said this, and I certainly agree with it. Not that he need my agreement, but Benjamin Elijah Mays. And these are the things, my lessons of life, lessons every morning, are things that you learn strictly by living. You don't get there by what somebody else did. You get there by, it's kind of like running a mile. Are you the guy that sits on the side of the road and didn't run, but swears up and down you can run better than the guy that did? Well, I don't believe it until I see it. There's some things you have to do for yourself in order to understand the lessons of life. And this is our lesson of life today. Benjamin Elijah Mays. Benjamin Elijah Mays said, "It is not your environment. It is you, the quality of your mind, the integrity of your soul, and the determination of your will that will decide your future and shape your life." I absolutely believe that. I'll tell you one more time. It is not your environment. Stop whining about how you was born and where you were born and how tough it was to grow up. Everybody has a story. Yours is no different than anybody. It may be different, but at the end of the day, it's the same story. Everybody, even rich people, have a story. It is not your environment. It is the quality of your mind, the integrity of your soul, the determination of your will that will determine your future and shape of your life. Okay? It's you're responsible. The guy who looks back in the mirror at you, that's the guy that's responsible for where you go. Nobody else. Okay? One of the reasons why I play these things in the morning is because it shows us there have been many people who have had it worse than you and somehow found the will to do the things they said they wanted to do. Okay? They've done that. That's not a problem. Okay? Well, it's always a problem, but it's about getting. Again, it is not about how many times you fall. It is about how many times you get up. And all I can say is keep getting up. And sooner or later, you'll stand. Just keep getting up. Okay? Now, it is October the 17th. The year is 2022. On this day in 1979, Mother Teresa of India was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. In 1610, on this day, French King Louis XIII, age 9, was crowned at Reims 5 months after the assassination of his father, Henry IV. In 1777, British forces under George John Bergnon, or something close to it, surrendered to the American troops in Saratoga, New York, in a turning point of the Revolutionary War. 1807 was the year. British declared it would continue to reclaim British-born sailors from American ships and ports, regardless of whether or not they held U.S. citizenship or not. The Brits were very egotistical people. They come think, but they still are. 1907, okay, Marconi began offering limited commercial wireless telegraph service between Nova Scotia and Ireland. All right. 1931, mobster Al Capone on this day was convicted in Chi-Town, or Chicago for those other folks out there, of income tax evasion. He was sentenced to 11 years in prison. He was released in 1939. 1933, Albert Einstein, you know who he was? Okay, you know who he is, right? E equals MC squared. Yeah, that's the guy. Arrived in the United States as a refugee from Nazi Germany. In 1939, Frank Capra's comedy-driven Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. Okay, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. James Stewart was an idealistic junior U.S. senator, had its premiere in the nation's capital. 1966, 12 New York City firefighters were killed while battling a blaze in Lower Manhattan. The TV game show The Hollywood Squares premiered on NBC. The year was 1967. Okay, Puyi, the last emperor of China, died in Beijing at the age of 61. In 1973, Arab oil-producing nations announced they would begin cutting back oil exports to Western nations and Japan. The result was a total embargo that lasted until March 1974. 1978 was the year President Carter signed a bill restoring U.S. citizenship to Confederate President Jefferson Davis. Okay then, see? So what y'all talking about renaming schools and all that stuff? 1978, Carter said, hey, let him, he's a citizen. We're going to give him his props. Okay, I'm just saying. 1989, earthquake measuring 7.1 on the Richter scale struck Northern California, killing 63 people and causing $6 billion worth of damage. Probably inflated those prices. 10 years ago, Pakistani soldiers, that's right, attacked militant bases in the main Al-Qaeda and Taliban stronghold along the Afghan border. Songwriter Vic Mizzy, 93, who composed the catchy theme for the 1960 sitcoms The Addams Family, Green Acres, died in Bel Air, California. And those 8 years ago, the WHO, the WHO, or the World Health Organization, acknowledged it had botched attempts to stop the Ebola outbreak in West Africa, blaming factors including incompetent staff, lack of information, and budget cuts. Riot police cleared the offshoot Hong Kong pro-democracy protest zone in a dawn raid, taking down barricades, tents, and canopies that had blocked key streets for more than 2 weeks, but leaving the city's main thoroughfare still in the hands of the activists. 16 people watching an outdoor pop concert in South Korea fell 60 feet to their death when a ventilation gate they were standing on collapsed. And it was 4 years ago, residents of the Florida Panhandle community of Mexico Beach who had fled Hurricane Michael a week earlier returned home to find homes, businesses, and campers ripped to shreds. The storm had killed at least 59 people and caused more than $25 billion worth of damage in Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas and Virginia. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Okay, customers stood in long line for hours, then lit up and celebrated on the sidewalks. Charismatic, the puppeteer who had played Big Bird on Sesame Street, announced his retirement after 50 years on the show. I've never been a fan of Big Bird, but you know, I mean, let's just face it. Big Bird was part of most of our lives back in the day in Sesame Street. Ugly purple. Was that the purple bird? Was that the yellow bird or the? Well, who was the purple dinosaur? What was his name? Okay, but I think Big Bird. Yeah, Big Bird was a big ugly yellow thing. Yeah, that's who that was. All right. So those are just some of the things that have happened in America, around the world. Not everything, because history is everything. Every child, woman, and man has felt, seen, or done. So you will never get all of history. You'll just get a piece here and there. Over the weekend, the families protest Alabama prison condition at the state capitol rally, which I don't blame them. Now, one guy said men are being murdered, men are overdosing. How you do that in prison? I don't know. Men are taking their own lives, said Eric Buchanan, the former inmate who does prison ministry. Somebody said, well, how can we stop people from taking their own lives? Well, if you had enough officers operating the prison who could monitor these men like they're supposed to, that would help. I think I can agree with him. But y'all, I still don't have a clue why it is that people are living with roaches and rats in prison. I don't know that. I mean, I'll tell you what. You put your dog in a house and have roaches and rats in it, and somebody called the SPLC on you, or whatever it is, Southern Poverty Law, so we live about the same thing. The SPA on you, somebody go to jail for animal abuse. You know, somebody would go to jail. But human beings, we put them in prison, and we act like they're not even human beings anymore. I don't quite get that. But anyway, and the people who have relatives in there are the ones who have to deal with it. Anyway, we'll be back after this.
Update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Bethany Davis in the WSFA 12 newsroom. A Hoover police officer was shot on the job this weekend. It started on I-459 yesterday afternoon when a driver reported someone fired multiple times at his car. Law enforcement tracked the shooter to a nearby apartment complex where he pulled out a gun and started shooting at officers. One officer was hit multiple times and officers did return fire. That officer who was hit is believed to be a non-affected. A massive fire in downtown Enterprise damaged several buildings. It started about 5:30 yesterday. East Delano Avenue, making a huge difference in the government. Community programs, meals, shelter, and more to help thousands. I'm Bethany Davis, the newsroom.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1 HD3 FM of Montgomery.
This is the CBS World News Roundup, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Vicki Barker in London. Ukrainian anti-aircraft fire as so-called suicide drones strike the capital Kyiv this morning. Drones supplied to Russia by Iran. The BBC's Hugo Vachega has more on that from Kyiv.
President Zelensky has described this Iran-Russia deal in which Iran has been providing these kamikaze drones to Russia as collaboration with evil, which shows that Russia has been going to other countries to find weapons and equipment to carry out attacks. These drones have been used across the country in recent weeks. A village on the outskirts of Kyiv was attacked last week. And again, Russia seems to be targeting critical civilian infrastructure ahead of winter.
With some votes already being cast in next month's midterm elections, a new CBS poll makes sober reading for Democrats. CBS's Linda Kenyon has that.
The CBS News Manager survey says the poll shows Republicans are taking the lead in the race for control of the House over a key issue.
Views of the economy have worsened over the past month, and that is helping the Republicans.
Fred Backus says for the Democrats
continue to do well with voters who say abortion is their most important issue for the midterms. 2/3 of these voters say they will be voting Democratic.
What could turn the tide?
Younger voters.
But he says only if they turn out in the same proportion and vote as they did in 2018. Linda Kenyon, CBS News.
He was kicked off 2 big social media platforms. Now he's buying his own. CBS's Jim Krasula has that.
The rapper Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, is buying the social media platform Parler. It was at the center of controversy over the role it played in the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. The hip-hop star was recently kicked off Twitter and Instagram over anti-Semitic comments.
Listen to what the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is up to now.
Our foundation is pledging $1.2 billion in support of the Global Polio Eradication Initiative.
Bill Gates making that announcement at the World Health Summit yesterday. U.S. and Canadian forces have delivered tactical and armored vehicles and supplies to crisis-torn Haiti. CBS's Jerika Duncan has more.
The equipment will be used to bolster police. They're up against powerful gangs who block the flow of critically needed humanitarian aid. The country is also battling a cholera outbreak.
When the U.S. Coast Guard drew close to a 40-foot cabin cruiser off the Florida coast yesterday, they found nearly 100 migrants crammed on board.
It was rough. They were suffering symptoms from dehydration, and they said they were really hungry.
Ahead of the opening bell, Dow futures are up 294 points. This is CBS News.
This hour's newscast is presented by Rocket Mortgage. Need to know what it takes for a home loan to fit your budget and your family? Rocket can.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
The federal government's loosened the rules on hearing aids.
I'm Tom Forty. The new Food and Drug Administration rule affects adults, meaning above 18, with mild to moderate hearing loss. They will no longer need a doctor's okay to get a hearing aid. The Cleveland Clinic estimates hearing loss is the 3rd most chronic health condition in older adults, so it's estimated hearing aids could benefit some 30 million Americans. But younger people, meaning under 18, and people with severe hearing loss, they will still need to get prescriptions. Tom Forty, CBS News, Washington.
And finally, the passing of Queen Elizabeth last month has sparked a revival of interest in her favorite dog, the Welsh Corgi. The number of corgis registered registered with Britain's Kennel Club has reached a 30-year high. Lovers of another breed hope it will benefit from the new monarch's name. Only 14 King Charles Spaniels were registered with the Kennel Club in the first 6 months of this year. As for the king himself, Charles III prefers Jack Russells. I'm Vicki Barker, CBS News.
Hey guys, it's me, wrestling legend Ric Flair, and I'm on a mission to help millions of guys put more flair down there with Mount Everest. Unlike generic ED treatment programs that can take up to 60 minutes to work, Mount Everest can have you standing at attention in as little as 5 minutes. You'll have an absolutely mind-blowing experience every time. That's because only Mount Everest offers a unique 3-in-1 custom compounded medication. Mount Everest will make you a kid-stealing, wheeling-dealing son of a gun like me every night. Don't lose another night to ED. Put some flair down there with Mount Everest. Woo!
Some flair down there.
Go to joinyouimage.com now and use promo code radio to save 20%. That's
That's not what I'm looking for.
and use promo code radio to
That's
save
what I'm
20%.
looking for right
Go to
there.
joinyouimage.com and save 20% with promo code radio. Sponsored by New Image Medical.
You wash your hands, you brush your teeth, but what about the nose? How do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, and germs. And it's why cleaning your nose, the body's air filter, is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. People try Navage for lots of reasons. Sinusitis, colds, allergies, snoring, things that make it hard to breathe through your nose. But over time, they find that cleaning their nose makes them feel better, a lot better. Over 3 million Navage users have written more than 100,000 reviews, averaging 4.7 stars, saying, best product I've ever used, and amazing, I love my Navage. Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less, but the biggest payoff is improved health. Navage is good personal hygiene and can help you stay healthy. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
He is the voice of the conservative millennial.
Ben Shapiro.
The Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
Alrighty then. Don't you know? Okay then. Don't you know what if I could? Okay now. Okay, we're back. Good morning. First of all, let me tell you about a sponsor of our show, of course, which would be J.L. Lane Truck and Auto. J.L. Lane Truck and Auto. If you're in need of a previously loved car, then you're going to love these guys. J.L. Lane Truck and Auto. These are not used cars. These are pre-loved cars. Cars that will take you from point A to point B with a confidence that you have never had, you never will have, you never have had with a pre-loved automobile. Now they got online inventory, and all you got to do is go to J.L. Lane Truck and Auto, and you'll see some of the best deals in town on used cars. You can shop. Oh, I said that word. Oh, slap me. Pre-loved cars. Okay, pre-loved cars. Okay, they'll be there for you. So you go to that, you check it out. They got anything from Jeep Patriots. They got Dodge Ram 1500 ST. They got. I mean, if you got a little money but you want a lot of car, J.L. Lane Truck and Auto is the place to go. Okay, they got a Ford Focus, $12,000. Who ever heard of such a thing? Beautiful car, white, beautiful, beautiful. Now, let me see if my, you know what? Okay, they're my favorite car, still there. I need to get rid of that car. A 1998 Lincoln Continental in superb shape. Only $3,200. That is a classic car. $3,200. I may buy that myself for Z because he needs a big car. He's a big boy. But anyway, 1998 Lincoln Continental. You go to the website and you check it out. You go to JL Lane truckandauto.com and you can check out the inventory. And all of these cars have undergone an inspection process that's unheard of in the pre-loved car business. Okay, but the inspections are rigorous. and they're vigorous, but they're going to check those cars out. So the only time you'll bring it back is if, in fact, you want to trade up to a newer model. Okay. So if you're ready to ride, here's a good thing. Don't worry about your credit. No, don't worry about your credit. They provide you with the credit. Okay. Because you can pay there and you can buy there. So don't worry about that. They don't care about your past. They care about your future. Okay. So if you need a car, Christmas coming up, things of that nature, you want to get your kid a car, something like that, you don't want to spend a whole arm and a leg on it, then that's the plan. And you want to make sure it's dependable. Hey, you can send your mom over there to get a car. Okay. That's how confident I am in these guys. Okay. So give them a call, 272-4313, or go online to jllanetruckandauto.com, jllanetruckandauto, all one word, .com. Check them out. Okay. And as for Steve, if you don't see it, you ask for Steve. See if we can get it for you. 272-4313, 272-4313. Okay. Let me see. All righty then. Let's see. Oh, the Barney. Barney was the name of the big ugly thing. Yeah, the big ugly thing in Sesame Street. I appreciate that. Yeah, I never, I'm from the other side of the, the bridge. I mean, in order to watch Sesame Street back in the day, you had to have a TV. We didn't really have a TV. I mean, I think we may have had one, a little small one for the whole house. But when the stories came on, forget that. We wasn't getting that TV. Listen, I don't blame. Woman got to take care of 8 kids. She needs some relaxation. She can watch As the World Turns, The Days of Our Lives, and all the rest of that good stuff. So Barney wasn't coming on. Okay, we had to see Barney at school if we ever saw him. But anyway, so much for that. All right. Let me see what else is going on. What else is going on out here today? Okay. Anyway, we were talking about the prison. And listen, I know people get tired of hearing about prison. I know you do. And I get tired of talking about it too. But, I'm just telling you, you never know where you may find yourself in life. You never know. It may not be your fault, may be your fault. I don't know. But you never know where you might find yourself in life. And you know what? I just don't believe that you throw away the key. I know that's what we say. But you shouldn't ever. We all can find ourselves in that situation. And it may take us a while to get out of it because you know how people lie on you, right? They do. They lie. I mean, they lie on you in church, so they lie on you in court. So I'm just saying we might need to think about. So I'm with the folks that and people get tired of. Listen. For a minute there, I was tired of Reverend Sankey in this prison protest too. But when you talk to people who are in there, who may deserve to be in, we're not saying that people don't deserve to be in prison. There's some people who do deserve to be in prison, but they do deserve to be treated better than dogs. We treat dogs better in this state than we treat prisoners. I hate some. Even the worst of them deserve to be treated better. It's kind of like my whole thing with this whole racial conversation that goes on in America all the time. Listen, each race got their issues. We all have done something to somebody. Okay, and in all of our lives, somewhere along the line, we've been done wrong. There's just no doubt about it. And there's somewhere along our lives, we've all done somebody wrong. And if you say you never done anybody wrong, you just don't remember it. Because we always have bad memories when it comes to us doing things. We've all done. Yeah, I stick it to a few folks along the way. I'm not proud of that, except for this one guy. Hey, in high school, I was glad for that one. I don't ever regret that one. But I got him good because he always picked on me in high school all the time. So last day of school, I knocked him out. I ain't gonna ever regret that one. Just leave me alone. I'm saying that's why I told my son, somebody messing with you in school, tell the teacher twice. After that, you hope you have my permission to open up a can of whoop ass on. I don't care. You don't mess with people who don't mess with you. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, I had to do it to the guy. I had to just get me. Yeah, but guess what? He never messed with me anymore after that. Okay, and I tell people, fight. Okay, because if you don't fight, people are gonna always pick on you. And if you do fight, even if you lose, they won't mess with you no more. I'm just saying. I know that the schools don't want to hear that, but that's just the way life really is. Okay. Anyway, there's some school in Alabama, some high school. We got drag queens now teaching our elementary kids in school. Okay, then I don't know why that is. But and one more thing we got, and now I'll move on to something else. I don't know why we got so many people dying. And do you guys know last week 4 people died in the prison? Did anybody tell you about that? I didn't think so. Poor people. Man, that's worse than combat. Anyway, come on, who's this? No, wait a minute, let me get to here. There we go. Good morning. Yes. I'm doing fine. All righty there, Mr. Ed. Okay, then. What else is going on? Wait, one more thing about this prison thing I go. They say more than 200 people joined the rally outside the Capitol on this weekend. Tombstones were placed on white marble steps in Alabama Capitol to represent men who have died in Alabama prisons from suicides, murders, and overdoses. Okay, the rally followed a 3-week strike at many prisons aimed at seeking changes to state sentencing laws and parole system. And I agree with a lot of these changes. Inmates refuse to show up for the jobs in prison kitchens, janitorial services, and laundry jobs that keep the prison from functioning, but which the inmates receive no pay. And I guess if you're in there, you're like a slave, so I guess they work you like one. Anyway, the Alabama Department of Corrections said Friday that 2 facilities for men continue to have complete work stoppages. Listen, I believe that these guys have some legitimate reasons. First of all, I don't think their parole should be left up to 3 people. I think they ought to have an independent parole thing for folks in prison. Independent parole. 3 guys shouldn't be sitting up there deciding whether or not you get up. And I'm with these guys. Even though I believe that you ought not be a habitual crook forever, I do believe that life, because you do 3 things wrong, you shouldn't get the Habitual Offender Act. I just don't believe that. I've done more than 3 things wrong in life. If the Habitual Offender Act was on all the mistakes I made in life, hell, I'd never get out. So I don't know. Maybe the way we deal with crime is somewhat antiquated. Maybe it's antiquated. Maybe we're doing something wrong in the way we deal with prisoners. Maybe it's us. Maybe it's not all on them. Because first of all, if you go in there, you got nothing to do but sit there and do nothing but time, and then you get out with $10. Where you going? What you gonna do? You've been in prison 10 years, 15 years. Your relatives have moved. You don't have no place to stay, and if you do got a place to stay, they won't let you stay there long because you're not bringing any money to the table to help buy groceries. So what are you gonna do? I don't know. And I don't think we're building furniture now. I saw a big truck going down the street the other day, Alabama Prison Industries or something like that, where we build furniture for other people to sell. You work your butt off. It really is like slavery, which I guess it sort of is slavery. Of course, that's the only time the Constitution says that you can't be held. You can, I guess it says you can be held a slave if you're in prison. So I guess that's what that is. Anyway, 860-1444 is the number here. But at the capital city, Sandy Ray carried a photo of a battered face of her son, Stephen Davis, who died in 2019 after an altercation with corrections officers at William L. Donaldson Correctional Facility, where he was incarcerated. So, I don't know. I really wish the governor, and listen, I hate to say this, maybe we just need a new governor. Maybe it's time. Although the people we put up for governorship this year, I mean, I don't understand how she won. Wait a minute. Yes, I do. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand how she won. I'll tell you about that in a second. I understand how she won. Good morning. Yes. Good morning. Mm-hmm. Right.
So it's a conflict of interest thing with Charlie Gladys. They have put some of those guys. Now you got to go back and fold them. Their job is not to let you out. Their job is to keep you in. You're right. We need some independent people out here, everyday people. Well, they went put the guy on, and you heard one of your guests running for governor. He said, I had put a guy that know nothing about prison. He sat there for all those years, the commissioner. He didn't do anything. The prison went to poop under his leadership. And you got Ham the same way. They don't know nothing about prison. Their job is to keep prison in the prison. Now, it's so bad, and I'm going to get off. They won't even talk to the people. It used to be a time, about 10 or 15, I could go up there and go in and talk to them. They would talk to me. I could go sit to the commission with my group. I could have 15 or 20 people. We go sit at the table, and we could discuss some of the problem that was in the prison. You can't even do that anymore. You could go talk to the governor, going back to Governor Wallace, Bob James, and even Guy Hunt. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Don Sickham. You could always go and talk to them. But this group now, man, they won't even let you come talk to them. You can't even talk to them. So people can't do nothing but march. So what we gonna have to do is bring in millions of people. We're gonna have to bring in other people. It's sad that people like Representative Alvin Holman was gone, and Representative Tom Reed and Al Sharp, and those people. Those people are the only one you can get in, gonna bring out thousands of people from around the country to come down on the capital state of Alabama. You're right. The governor shouldn't be there, but we know how she got there. We know what they did.
Yeah, it is. I guess they feel somewhat help. I guess they feel somewhat because listen, we've been talking. You've been talking about this for years and years and years, and nothing really changed. If anything, it is people didn't know that 4 people died last week in the prison, and we didn't hear much about it. Yeah, I'm just yeah. That's 4 we know about. I don't get it. Yeah, yeah. I don't get it. I just don't get it. But where are our representatives? Where are the people? Where is Tashina? Where is Kenyatta? Where is Hatcher? Where is all these folks? Who else we got? Who else? Yeah, I mean, where are they? Lawrence? I mean, where are they? Listen, I don't mind you losing a fight. I don't mind you losing because even Alabama loses every once in a while. But I do mind you're not fighting. So, yeah. Right. They supposed to be able to get one. Right, right. And let's put it this way, if our representatives, mine is Charlotte Meadows, if they cannot get a meeting with the governor or other people that are responsible, because Charlotte Meadows told me that they BS'd her about talking to the people in power. Now, if they can't do anything, then we really don't need to pay $50,000 a year to people who can't get anything done. Right, right. You don't need that. Right, right. Yeah, yeah, right. Mm. Well, I told the guy a couple weeks ago when I went out there, I said, listen, you need a civilian liaison with the parents or the relatives of these people. All they want to know is what's going on. And I still don't know, do we really know what happened to this young man that brought all this up again? What was he? I mean, what's he at? Is he alive? Is he dead? Or what happened? Well, I don't know. Again, it is going to take some severe sacrifice in order to make changes. I'm not talking about sacrifices of the prisoners. It's going to take some sacrifices from us to look out after them. And if that means us spending a couple of nights in jail, make sure it's on the weekend. Okay, I can be back at work on Monday. Spending a couple of nights in jail in order to get the point across, then that's what it's going to have to be. Because, yeah, yeah. So, uh, and something, somebody just brought something up which makes sense to me. He said, what has happened to our clergy? Some of the people that made the lasting difference in this country on issues such as social justice and things of this nature have been the clergy. You're the only clergy that I know that constantly brings the treatment of these people up. White and black clergy got together during the, I guess there's no political motivation to look out after these people until you find your kids in jail or in prison, and then, oh, woe is me. But what happened to black clergy in this city, in this country? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right. Because funny, politicians will come to the church and try and make like they care so much about God and all this stuff, but they will not fight once they are in office. And that's back in the day, white and black clergy got together if they felt something was wrong. And a matter of fact, Fort Deposit, you cannot forget that there was a white clergyman, I think he was from Massachusetts or New Hampshire, someplace, who pushed the black child out of the way, and he took the bullet for it. So yeah. 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 Can't do it. That's right. Hey, I got to go to a break. We'll be back.
News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Blindster. You need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop today and save big. Blindster.com.
A mainly dry day on the way today. Temperatures will be warm again, although not as warm as
That time with you and your time with someone else.
shower. Other than that, it will be a little breezy. Breezy tonight and again tomorrow as cold air filters in tonight. Low 40s, upper 50s for highs tomorrow with plenty of sun. And then we're talking frosty temperatures Tuesday night and Wednesday night. That's your first look.
Good. We need frosty temperatures.
For News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking pretty good. Nothing's been reported recently that would send you on an alternate route. Looking at the traffic flow maps, there'll be backups and slowdowns there. That's always good news. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted. The Front Porch Grill food trucks rolling, church groups, special events, and more. Call Marty at Front Porch Grill in Millbrook and get all the details. Buckle up, it's the law for Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is Major Delay.
When it comes to tires, bald ain't so beautiful. It's time for a tire makeover at Chico's Auto Pros. Better price, better experience, guaranteed. 239-9510.
$25,000 up for grabs.
Awesome, thank you.
Do you want it? Sorry, rhetorical question. Of course you do. It's the 25K Workday Payday. More info at newsradio1440.com.
My name is Tom Thornton.
And my name is Cindy Thornton. We're retired, and this is how we live united.
We decided to volunteer with United Way at our community free health clinic.
United Way is how we contribute, because we know our time and money are going to the right places.
Judging by the thank yous we get at the clinic, I'd say we're doing the right thing with our retirement, too. We're Tom and Cindy Thornton. We volunteer at our community free health clinic. We don't just wear the shirt.
We live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Did you know that Alabama law requires all pets to be currently vaccinated against rabies? This is State Public Health Veterinarian D. Jones. Rabies vaccination not only protects dogs and cats from the deadly virus, it also reduces the risk to the owners who can unknowingly be exposed by their unvaccinated pets. Help us protect you, your family, and your pet by getting them vaccinated today.
This message brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health and this station.
Want to know what I like best about high school sports? I love watching my son run in the field. I love seeing him smile when he high-fives his teammates. I love seeing his eyes light up when his team scores a goal. I love the fact that since he's been playing high school sports, he's making better decisions. And I love knowing that high school sports have never been safer. Why? Because coaches have more information than they've ever had. Training techniques are more sophisticated, and equipment has never been more advanced.
Playing high school sports isn't just safe. It's still the best way to give your teenager a healthy head start in life. And that's something I really love.
This message about the value of high school sports is presented by the Alabama High School Athletic Association and the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association.
I love being a part of the action team. It helps me help other people. It helps me feel good.
Being a part of the team always feels good. Go for it. Don't even hesitate.
For more than a decade, Major League Baseball players and action teams and high school students have been working together to train and inspire the next generation of volunteers.
Once you get there and realize how much you can change someone's life, it's one of the best feelings in the world.
Just that simple act that takes 5 or 10 minutes of your time is making a difference and is transforming someone else's life.
All-star Giancarlo and Marcus Capuano join action team captains to make a difference in their communities, and you can too.
Just try it. Just go to one event.
That much.
We all show up together. That's what it's all about. It's not just one person. It's a group. It's a team.
It's been incredibly rewarding for me.
Just as long as you.
I'd do anything to convince you to be a part of this.
For more information, go to actionteam.org.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese and Russians don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440.
And we are back. Well, over the weekend, the Democratic Party, or the ADC, whatever we want to call those people, they got together someplace, and when it came to their bylaws, they couldn't figure out what they needed to change something. They can't figure out what they. Well, one of the things you need to change, if you allow somebody to run for office on your ticket, and the person who actually wins gets disqualified for whatever reason, one of the bylaws should be the second runner-up should get the job, rather than bringing somebody, because on November the 8th, you guys are going to be voting for an individual on the ballot who did not run, who didn't run. And that's that thing with Morgan. I don't know anything about being a judge. Oh, plus there is an amendment to the Alabama Constitution that is on there, and it is about being their probate judge office. Now, if you guys don't know, there's an amendment that says you must be a lawyer in the future in order to be a probate judge. I hope that's a resounding no. We need some common sense in some of these rulings. Did you think Solomon was a lawyer? Okay, and one of the wisest men ever? You think he needed a law degree to tell the difference between right and wrong and what's good and what's bad? No. So do not pass that. Let us have some place where common sense and not the political objectives of people. Because we got these fools telling us that I heard one fool last week talk to Congress, said a man could have a baby. Okay, not if he was born a man, he can't. Just because he says he's one and is a woman. So, we need some place on the ballot. We need some part of this judicial system, this legal system, where regular people can adjudicate from a common sense, practical standpoint. We need that. And of course, in accordance, with the law. So don't do that. Don't take that away from us. Lawyers got this country screwed up anyway. And lawyers, on the other hand, sort of helped us out too. So it's a double-edged sword. It's evil and good at the same time. And I don't know, but I think the lawyers have hurt us more than they've helped us in the nation. I do. I know any gains we've gotten have come from a court. Okay, I'm with you. But any losses we've lost have also come from a court. So men marrying men, women marrying women, which is what you want to do. That's cool. But don't call it marriage. But that's what they call it marriage. So I'm all for justice and all that thing. But I think we need someplace in our judicial system or in our legal system where common sense gets a seat at the table. Okay, and the probate judge is one of those few places where a regular person, if he wanted to, could run for that job. And I got to tell you, common sense is not out of style. It's just not being used very much anymore. Okay. And again, we were asked a few minutes ago, about this whole party, about this whole system of politics in our country. I'm just wondering, where are the black clergy? Where are the black politicians? I mean, where are they? These folks are getting killed in these prisons. Okay, and these are not the ones with the death penalty imposed on them. They get death imposed. Where are our people that are supposed to fight? And the white ones. There's Bar. Now, I will tell you one thing. Last week, when I called Senator Barfoot, who is my senator, I called him, and he did immediately look into what I asked him to look into, and he looked into it. Now, what a whole lot he can do. Meadows told me that they pretty much give her the Bravo Sierra treatment too. So if a state representative gets BS'd, okay, in their official capacity, what is that telling you about the governor's office? If they do not pay the people's representative anything, then it's time to undo the whole apparatus that is up there. If our representatives cannot get, if they got to go through hoops, they got to go through the same hoops I do, then why are we paying people $50,000 for a part-time job? We know it's not part-time responsibility, it's full responsibility, but it's a part-time job. You guys go in session a couple of months out of the year, and then for the rest of the year, you get that 50 grand. I ain't mad at you. I'd get it too if I could get it. I could use $50,000 a year right now. But anyway, so where are our people at? So we got an election coming up on the 8th. Are we going to continue to do the same thing we've always done and continue to get what we've always gotten? Or is for once in our lives we're going to make a difference and find somebody that can make a difference? But anyway, and because I am really ticked off at this Fernando Morgan thing. Yesterday, I heard an interview with him. Actually, the interview was done by Mr. William Boyd. Actually, I was impressed. I said, well, he's been listening to me a long time. He learned some things. But I was impressed about Fernando. He's trying to do a write-in. He's trying to do a write-in so he can get. He came in second place in the 15th Judicial District Circuit, whatever that thing is in Montgomery. That when they got rid of Sabrina Martin, which I think they were wrong for doing that, but they did, and that's in their bylaws. So why wouldn't you? Somebody has to explain to me, why wouldn't you put the guy who got the second most votes in the position? You let him run as a Democrat on that ticket, and he came in second because you disqualified the number one votes getter. Maybe legitimately or not, I don't know, but logic and reason tells me that the guy who got the second most votes should be the guy who's on that ticket. But they went out and insulted the intelligence of 15,000 people by saying nobody's vote is going to count. And they put somebody on the ballot right now that nobody knows. Probably none of those 15,000 people know. But they expect you, because of straight ticket voting, because they figure she'll win for straight ticket voting. Well, Fernando is trying to do a write-in, and I'm all for it. Do a write-in. Carry your pencil to the polls. Write his name in. Anyway, I went long on that last break, so I've got to take this opportunity to get my last break, and we'll come back and close out with some of you callers. But I'm just saying, this is a bunch of crock, and this weekend they had a convention of the Democratic Party, whatever, the ADC, whatever, and they were talking about changing the bylaws. Guess what happened to that? They put that on the back burner. Okay, I mean, really, you're gonna let a guy run as a Democrat, then he comes in second because you disqualify the first one, but you don't give the people who voted for him the opportunity to see their candidate. You put somebody on the ballot that nobody knows. And you're supposed to go to the polls on November the 8th and vote for somebody who didn't ask for your vote. Right. You know what we call that? Well, you know. We'll be back.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
sponsored by Publix Supermarkets. Making an appointment to get your flu shot at Publix Pharmacy online is fast and easy. Most insurance plans cover it at no cost. Choose the best day and time for you. Visit Publix.com/flu to find a pharmacy and make an appointment, or head to your local Publix pharmacy for details. Restrictions apply.
Mainly dry day on the way today. Temperatures will be warm again, although not as warm as what we had over the weekend. We're topping out around 77 or 78. Mostly cloudy skies, just a 10% chance of shower. Other than that, it will be a little breezy. Breezy tonight and again tomorrow as cold air filters in tonight. Low 40s, upper 50s for highs tomorrow with plenty of sun. And then we're talking frosty temperatures Tuesday night and Wednesday night.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. 85 northbound at Pike Road, exit number 18. We've got an accident there, so please use caution heading towards Auburn. You're going to run into this problem. If you see something else giving you trouble, safely contact us. We'll pass the info along. From a civil patient transport to life and death situations, Haynes Ambulance is there for you both on the ground and in the air. Haynes Ambulance, ready at a moment's notice. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
When it comes to tires, bald ain't so beautiful. It's time for a tire makeover at Chico's Auto Pros. Better price, better experience, guaranteed. 239-9510.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline, so I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula, cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to
Gonna just sail away, sail away, sail away, sail away, away.
Hi, this is Tom Latham with Penny Earning Concrete Technologies. For years, you've heard me talking about our concrete projects, from stamped and patterned concrete to foundations for commercial manufacturing, driveways to commercial parking lots, even heavily invested in polished concrete for durable and inexpensive long-term service. What you may not know is we have equipment for clearing lots for construction, clearing and ridding land of scrub and underbrush. We cut roads, clear fence lines, clear pond dams, and pretty much any application where land is overgrown. We have mulchers that can grind underbrush into shreds and return it to nature for compost. Our equipment is minimally invasive, not disturbing and upturning your property where additional grading might be necessary. To clean or clear your property, call Penny Earned at 334-284-9292 and let us transform your overgrown property into a manageable and productive one. Check us out on Facebook at Transformers or call 334-284-9292.
17.8 pounds. That's the average weight loss achieved in just 30 days during a recent patient study of a breakthrough weight loss program called Weightless from New Image Medical. Weightless uses a prescription-only compounded 3-in-1 combination of medications designed to suppress appetite, remove sugar and alcohol cravings, and defeat weight loss by decreasing carbohydrate and lipid absorption while helping stabilize post-meal glucose spikes and regulating sugar levels. The result, an average weight loss of nearly 18 pounds in just 1 month. You won't find Weightless at your local name brand pharmacies, and you don't need to ask your doctor for a prescription. Just visit the exclusive home of Weightless at mynewimage.com. That's the letters NU image.com. Use promo code DRESS to save 30%. Why wait a year to lose almost 18 pounds? Start Weightless now, and you could drop that much in a month. Start now by going to mynewimage.com and use promo code DRESS. Again, that's the letters NU image.com, and save 30% using promo code DRESS.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Hey, somebody sent me an article from the Montgomery Independent, I think, about Sankey and the county commission and this whole levitate thing. Whoever did that, send me that article back so I can share that with my audience this morning. I think it was an interesting read. I just can't remember what I did with it, but it was interesting. Good morning. Who's this? Yes, sir. That you? Well, don't drown, brother. Mm-hmm. 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 Well, that's true. All right, appreciate it. Let's go back to phones. 860-1440. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Good morning. Mm-hmm. 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 I think he did. Uh, well, right, right. But whether or not, right, but let me ask you something. Right, okay, right. Well, and it did because, right, yeah, yeah, yeah. It is going to be a Herculean effort. That's true. Yeah, but it ought to be. Yeah. Mm. All right, I appreciate it. And again, it ought to maintain some integrity, though. If two people run for an office, one person gets disqualified, and the only other person that got votes in that race was Fernando Morgan. So if they just said, well, we're not going to have a candidate, we'll have a special election later on, fine. But they brought a candidate in, they brought somebody in who never even ran. Fernando paid his fee to get on the ballot. So did Sabrina Martin. They paid their fees, and now you're going to put somebody in front of us that we have no idea who she is. But we're supposed to vote for her when Fernando had 5,000 votes that were cast for him. Something's wrong with that picture. All right. Let me see here. Who's next? Okay, that. Good morning, who's this? Good morning, sir. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. What's that? Mm. Mm. Okay. Okay. But don't they have attorneys? They don't have attorneys. They probably all don't have attorneys. Really? No, I said, don't they have attorneys? They don't have attorneys. Really? Okay. I didn't know that. Right. Okay. Okay. Well, listen. Again, somebody once said, when you're faced with the truth, you have two choices. You can ignore it, or you can agree. And I thought that office had attorneys employed by it. Okay. Well, then that makes a little sense then. If what you say is true, yeah. Right. Right. Okay. But you sure they don't have attorneys on staff? Okay. Well, then that work. Right. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Gotta go. Appreciate it. I got to go. We'll be back.
News Radio 1440.
WSFA 12 newsroom, a Hoover police officer was shot on the job this weekend. It started on I-69 yesterday afternoon when a driver reported someone fired multiple times at his car.
No attorneys, huh? Well, okay then.
Pulled out a gun and started shooting at officers.
Oh, mercy.
Fire. An officer who was hit is believed to be a non-effective. A massive fire in downtown Enterprise damaged several buildings. It started building. No word on what caused that fire. And we want to remind you, we'll be holding our Day of Dreams telethon all day next Thursday, October 27th. That will benefit the Ministry About People, Mercy House, and the MAP Center, located now at the old WSFA 12 News Building on East Delano Avenue, making a huge difference in Montgomery with community programs, meals, shelter, and more to help thousands in our community. I'm Bethany Davis in the newsroom.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1 HD3 FM of Montgomery.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Vicki Barker in London. Ukrainian anti-aircraft guns firing back at suicide drones in the capital Kyiv overnight. Elsewhere in Ukraine.
Reports from the eastern Ukrainian region of Dnipropetrovsk says there's a big fire at an energy infrastructure facility. The local governor said there had been a missile strike. Ukrainian troops have been engaged in fighting in the towns of Soledar and Bukhmut in the Donbas region. The Ukrainians say they're facing an assault by a Russian force, which includes mercenaries and 2,000 released prisoners.
The BBC's Moira Alderson in the city of Izium, recently recaptured from retreating Russian forces. Work continues excavating and documenting some 400 shallow graves. 16 Minutes correspondent Scott Pelley sees a pattern there.
We first saw this in April when Russia abandoned its assault on the capital, Kyiv. In a suburb called Bucha, we found a civilian massacre with a mass grave behind St. Andrew's Orthodox Church. The grave was filled with sand, humanity, and mystery.
A mystery war crimes investigators hope to solve. The midterms. Voters are already casting ballots in 18 states. Voting starts in 8 more this week, and many races are on a knife edge. CBS chief pollster Anthony Salvanto telling Face the Nation.
Republicans have a turnout advantage. More of them say that they're definitely going to vote. What could get the Democrats in contention to maybe hold the House? It's young people. If young people were to show up more than they say they're going to, and the Democratic seat number goes up where they're right in contention to maybe get a bare majority.
After significant radioactive contamination was confirmed at an elementary school in suburban St. Louis, parents say they tried to get someone's attention.
We asked the Army Corps of Engineers to go inside our school building, to go onto the school playground, and they refused.
Environmental investigators found radioactive waste was dumped there from a World War II military facility. The FDA is making it easier for millions to get hearing aids.
People living with hearing loss can now purchase hearing aids over the counter. The move is expected to bring lower prices and expand access for millions. Hearing loss is the third most chronic health condition in older adults.
CBS's Elise Preston reporting. In Iran, protests continue over the recent death of a young woman in the custody of that country's religious police. CBS's Roxana Saberi reports.
We've seen several videos online of protests, particularly at universities across Iran, with students chanting slogans such as "Rise up, people. Enough is enough."
Just ahead of the opening bell, and Dow futures are up 345 points. You're listening to CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Medishare. Maybe you've heard switching to Medishare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medishare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Medishare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 866-88-BIBLE. That's 866-88-BIBLE. 866-88-BIBLE.
How many shopping days till the holidays? Let CBS's Stephen Kaufman fill you in.
Despite reduced imports, U.S. retailers are said to be well stocked and ready for holiday shoppers because they planned ahead.
In an effort to ensure they have merchandise ready to go for the holiday, many of them moved up their imports earlier on in the season, also diversified their supply chains.
The National Retail Federation's Jonathan Gold says, however,
the supply chain remains under repair. There still are several challenges retailers and others need to plan and prepare and be ready whenever the next disruption hits.
Stephen Kaufman, CBS News.
And finally, it isn't just supply chain issues hurting businesses on both sides of the Atlantic. Skyrocketing food and energy prices have led more and more of Britain's famous pubs to announce plans to hibernate this winter, reopening in the spring when the heat goes off. One owner says her electricity bill has tripled to $78,000 a year. I'm Vicki Barker, CBS News.
The 25K Workday Payday. Here's your national keyword to win $100. Text FREE, F-R-E-E, FREE, to 95819.
I never won anything in the radio before. Wow.
Standard messaging rates apply. Don't text and drive. You'll text back to confirm your entry. If you win, you'll be qualified to win the grand prize of $25,000. It's the 25K Workday Payday on News Radio 1440.
Hey, Bobby, why do digital marketers make good actors?
I'm not sure.
Oh, listen me.
Man, Bobby, you kill me. So, you think you can sell impressions too? Boy, do we have a job for you. Cumulus Media is looking for a great digital sales manager. We offer full-time positions with great benefits and opportunities in media and digital sales, a fun working environment, and all the impressions you could possibly think about selling in the industry, on air, and online.
Go to newsradio1440.com for details.
Hey guys, it's me, wrestling legend Ric Flair, and I'm on a mission to help millions of guys put more flair down there with Mount Everest. Unlike generic ED treatment programs that can take up to 60 minutes to work, Mount Everest can have you standing at attention in as little as 5 minutes. You'll have an absolutely mind-blowing experience every time. That's because only Mount Everest offers a unique 3-in-1 custom compounded medication. Mount Everest will make you a kiss-stealing, wheeling-dealing son of a gun like me every night. Don't lose another night to ED. Put some flair down there with Mount Everest. Woo!
See if Mount Everest is right for you. Go to joinnuimage.com now and use promo code RADIO to save 20%. That's join the letters nuimage.com and use promo code RADIO to save 20%. Go to joinnuimage.com and save 20% with promo code RADIO.
Sponsored by New Image Medical.
If you're in a room with 4 other people, chances are one of you has already been an identity theft victim. 1 in 5. Watching your accounts and credit isn't enough. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, LifeLock will work to fix it. Nobody can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% on their first year with promo code BACK at LifeLock.com. Promo code BACK, save 25% off your first year.
At EasyCater, food for work is our thing. Maybe that's why we get orders from 93% of Fortune 500 companies. So what's up with the other 7%?
So sorry the food is late.
You should order through EasyCater. Professionally delivered on time and as ordered.
Totally would, but the E is broken on my keyboard.
Just get IT to fix it.
Totally would. Can't take the word help.
Why don't all companies order through EasyCater? Who knows? Order 24/7 from over 95,000 restaurants on EasyCater.com. EasyCater, food for work. That's our thing.
Don't miss Sean Hannity.
Biden incoherently adheres
Live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Alrighty then. Okay, I was cogitating there as I normally do. I was going to have a guest come in, but they couldn't make it this morning, so we're going to bring them back in. You remember last week I attempted to read you the editorial by a young lady who said why I put my child in a segregated school, at least initially when it came up. Then she turned the whole thing around on me, and then I was okay. I got the message here. But anyway, hopefully she'll be here this week or maybe next Monday, maybe tomorrow, whatever. I'm trying to get her back in, but interesting article she wrote and I talked to her the other day, and she got one of them African names, that I don't want to, I don't want to mess it up, so I'm just gonna let her come in and tell you what her name is. But she does. If you look at the Montgomery Advertiser someplace, you will find it in the editorial portion of the, and it's about why I put my child in a segregated school. So, okay then. Anyway, 860-1440 is the number here. You want to give us a call, love to talk to you. Somebody wrote me a text and said, and I have to agree with them. Now there may have been a lot of things that went on that we don't know about, which is possible because we don't know everything. When Stephen Reed ran that office, it was ran pretty well. I didn't mind going to the probate court, but what I don't know, such as what the caller said, what I don't know if in fact he had to hire attorneys. I thought that office, since you do commit people, take people's property, take people's freedom, I thought you at least had to have a lawyer on staff. But I don't know if the probate judge has a lawyer on staff anyway. And if the probate judge is the only lawyer over there now, then I can understand the concerns that people have. Because even though we do have common sense, and Reese McKinney, did a good job at it too. But again, if we always have to get an attorney on retainer or pay an outside attorney, then of course having an attorney on staff, of course, would save money. But however, I still like the idea of a regular guy in that position. So somewhere in town, we could talk to somebody who understands what we were saying. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about the legalese and the legal, but again, I do not know if there's an attorney. But if there is no attorney on staff in the probate office, and maybe JC can give us a call, let us know, then that would concern me only to the legality of decisions if those decisions have to be reversed, because legally, even though common sense is good, I love it, it's great, but having common sense sometimes is trumped by the law. Sometimes what is right morally is wrong legally, and vice versa. Sometimes what is wrong morally is right legally. So I don't know. I don't really know, but I do like the idea that as one of us, when I say one of us regularly intelligent, monically intelligent people making a decision from a common sense perspective. And I do like that. But again, if what's legal and what's morally correct sometimes is not even in the same, same boat. I mean, it's legal to have an abortion. Well, it used to be. I don't know what the hell it is in Alabama right now, but it wasn't morally right. But it's legal. So Ronald Reagan once said that there used to be a time that our laws mirrored our morality. Okay, well, I love me some Ronald Reagan, but we could have a conversation about that one too. Anyway, 860-1440 is the number here. You want to give us a call, love to talk to you, whatever on your mind this morning. So my guest won't be able to make it, so we're just going to make sure that she gets to us later on this week. Okay. We were talking about the prison system. Why is it that the governor of the state of Alabama doesn't seem to care, or doesn't seem to have any control over what goes on in that prison? We keep bringing people in, paying them oodles of money to head a system that is totally broke. In the Army, if we had a company commander or first sergeant come in and things didn't change and we kept losing, we would get rid of them until we got somebody that can handle the job. Okay, we would get somebody. If Sergeant Elkins was a bad squad leader, we'd get a squad leader that could get the job done. Okay, and we would make Sergeant Elkins Private Elkins. Okay, I'm just saying, civilian world is the only place where you mess up and you move up. Okay, I don't quite get that, but so many people getting killed in these prisons. I mean, who are not on death row, and the ones we put on death row often we don't get to kill them. Now I'm not for the death penalty. Don't get me wrong. I think it taking one man's life because he took somebody else's life is, to me, is not justice. It is what makes us any better. What makes us any better as a society when we take lives because we felt we are justified in doing so? Well, I, as a civilian, may feel that I'm justified in doing so when somebody screws me over. So I don't know. I don't know if the death penalty, because the death penalty comes way, way after you get sentenced. So I don't know if it's a deterrent or not. I don't know. I think put them in prison. So just in case we find out down the road that the person that we have accused of doing this horrible thing did not do it. And what Bryan Stevenson has showed us, that there are many people in prison who didn't do it. Okay, and he got a bunch of them. I remember John Knight and Brian brought up Mr. McMillan. He didn't do it. So it is possible. You can always pay people for their time that you screwed them, but you can't ever give people back their life if you take it. Only one man on earth ever did that, and that was Jesus Christ. Everybody, all the rest of us, we kind of mortal beings here. We don't have that power. We don't have that power or that ability. So I'm against the death penalty. Although I will admit to you, there's some people, some crimes that are so heinous, you want it emotionally, you want to do it. Yeah, fry them. Sure you do. Especially when it comes to kids and God killing women. Yeah, that makes you mad. But it doesn't make us better. Doesn't make us better. I don't believe so. Well, that's just one black man's opinion. Okay. 860-1440. Now, here is the article that we were telling you about this in the Montgomery Independent, and I find it interesting. I'll read you the article. We can talk about it if you want to. Harris and Sankey suggest ending the Montgomery Thrive. At a meeting on October the 4th, the Montgomery County Commission revisited a proposal that was originally discussed during the September 6th commission meeting, but was met with opposition. The issue at hand is whether or not to give part of the funds received through the American Rescue Plan, ARPA, to the YMCA for upgrades to the Emory Farmers Soccer Complex. The Montgomery Thrive Initiative, run by the county and city of Montgomery, is to provide $6 million for the projects under proposal. Commissioner Dan Harris opposed the plan because he says that the funds would be used to build 6 pickleball fields at the complex. Now, I personally like Senator. I'm kind of like Representative Harris. What the hell is a pickleball? What the hell is that? The brothers don't play that. What the hell is that? Look, a pickleball? What the hell is that? I don't know what that is. But anyway, $6 million. Okay. Harris said he does not know any pickleball leagues or teams in his district or anywhere else. Okay. He also opposed the plan because he says he has been told the city is planning to use funds other than those from the ARP to cover the portion of the cost. Said we don't need to spend any ARPA money on the Y, he says. Harris said they get enough money from the county already. He also renewed his call for ARP funds to be used on new community centers because they will help reduce youth violence. Kind of go along with him on that one. At this point, Commissioner Isaiah Sankey, who opposed the funds for the project on September the 6th, suggested the entire Montgomery Thrive initiative may not be necessary at all. He suggests ending the Thrive contract and simply using the county's portion of the $85 million, which is not $85 million anymore. Okay, the city and other counties received through ARPA or funds or other projects. Harris then echoed Sankey in calling for the end of the Montgomery Thrive initiative. The two have been voicing concerns for months over plans laid out by Thrive consultants, Levitate Financial, and advocated for projects other than those proposed under the initiative. The next meeting for the Montgomery County Commission will be held on Tuesday, October the 18th, which is tomorrow at 9:00 a.m. at the Montgomery County Courthouse. Yeah, can somebody please enlighten me on what pickleball is? I mean, numbers are 860-1440. I'm not a dummy. I know about football, baseball, basketball. You know, they even got something now that's called. But what is? Can somebody tell me what pickleball is? Whatever it is, they don't play it in my neighborhood. Okay? I mean, what is pickleball? Somebody help me out. 860-1440. Never heard of it. What's in it? And we're going to spend $6 million on it, and I've never heard of it? That sounds like a little bit of social engineering to me. Satisfying a certain part of our population, forgetting another part of our population. I'm not saying that. I don't know. Doug Singleton, where you at? Tell me what pickleball is. I don't know what pickleball is. Does anybody know what pickleball is? Yeah, I didn't think so. But anyway, but any of their county commissioners can please call us and tell me what pickleball is. I mean, is it a ball that looks like a pickle? I mean, what is it? Is that how, am I even pronouncing the name correctly? Let me see. Blah 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 blah. Public Forum on Equitable Community Development. Okay, so I'm just gonna see. I want to make sure I am pronouncing this correctly. Because I don't want to be people out there be calling me a dummy. Okay, he opposed the plan because he says it has. Okay, yeah, it says pickleball. Yeah, pickleball fields. Yeah, that's what it says. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I don't know what pickleball is. I mean, what is it? Do you got to pick up pickles? Or, I mean, is it a ball that looks like a pickle, or what's a pickleball? Anyway, $6 million that could be used in other parts of town. I don't know. Well, maybe here's somebody to tell me what pickleball is right here. Good morning. Who's this? Never heard of it. In what neighborhoods? In what neighborhoods? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Is it in the hood? The black folks play this game. Okay. Okay. Well, that's not the hood, really, but okay, it's close. But yeah. And how is it played? Is it like soccer? You use a wiffle ball. Yeah. Seriously. Okay, now let me ask you, and I don't know if this is relevant or not, but I have to ask the question because it's me. What is the proportion of the of black folks that play that game that you've seen? Yeah, I've never heard of it. Really? Okay, well, I'm ignorant to this because I don't know. Right, right. Okay, okay. Well, I look at it. I've never heard of. Yeah, I've never heard of. But okay, would you would you suggest that that would be a better expenditure than spending it on community centers of $6 million? Okay. Hmm. But if it's that popular, why wouldn't they build them? So the YMCA then evidently, which stands for Young Woman and Young Men's organization. Okay. Well, why not do it at Gateway Park? Okay. Right. Well, I gotta see this game. All right, well, Doug, appreciate it. Yeah. Okay, now, did we have a meeting last week? No, I ain't talking about ARPA meeting. I'm talking about Parks and Recreation. Okay, well, let me know. Because sometimes wait a minute. All right, well, maybe right, because he had to go somewhere. Yeah. Okay. All right, appreciate it. Okay, pickleball, $6 million for pickleball, Bill. Okay, we'll check. Okay, I'm with you. We'll see. Okay, appreciate it. Appreciate you at least chiming in and trying to explain it. 8:26 in the morning. We'll be back.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Blindster. Want to save big on new blinds? Blindster.com offers custom-made blind shades and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Shop Blindster now and save 45% off any order. Just use code RADIO. Offer ends soon. Shop today. Blindster.com.
Good morning, Montgomery. Disabled vehicle 65 southbound just before County Road 40 and Pine Level. Keep your eyes open for that. And 85 northbound at Pike Road. We've got a problem there. Mile marker 18 with an accident, and traffic is backed up at that interchange, so be prepared for that. If you see something else giving you trouble with traffic, safely contact us. We'll pass the info along. A large shipment of Camrys have just arrived at Reinhardt Toyota, and they're selling fast. Stop by Reinhardt Toyota and get the Toyota Camry you've always wanted. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
When it comes to tires, bald ain't so beautiful. It's time for a tire makeover at Chico's Auto Pros. Better price, better experience, guaranteed. 239-9510.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
The problem the Democratic Party, the modern Democratic Party has now is they are a socialist party. The radicals run the entire show. There's no such thing as a moderate Democrat. Such a group does not exist anymore. You don't have Joe Liebermans in the Democratic Party of today. They don't exist. The inflation report, by the way, has dashed the Democrats' hope of changing the economic narrative, that's for sure. I mean, if they had any hope of saying, oh, we turned the economy around, that's gone. Because if you look at the price of everything you're paying, it's all self-induced. All of this was preventable. We are all suffering needlessly because of their climate alarmism, their cult, their religion. And that's how they view it. It's a religion to them.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today. Right here.
and you want to
Yeah,
improve your
yeah, that's what I,
shooting, of course
yeah,
you
we'll do that. We'll
Now,
do
you're
it.
gonna love
Give me a date.
Mantis
I sent you a
X.
text back.
Now, they have
Just give me a
improved
date
my
you want to
shooting
do it.
dramatically. It is a must-have
All right,
for every responsible gun owner. Now, Mantis X is a high-tech but simple-to-use system used extensively, by the way, by the military, and it improves your shooting quickly and will give you the confidence in your ability to protect what you love. Now, here's how it works. You attach the Mantis X to your firearm. You connect with an app on your smartphone or tablet or Bluetooth. It gives instant feedback on what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and how to correct your technique. Now, the Mantis X is like a firearms instructor right in your pocket. And 94% of shooters improve within 20 minutes using Mantis X. And Mantis X is the best way to train at home. No driving to the range, no spending money on range fees and ammo. You're going to save a ton of money and improve your shooting. So start improving today. Just go to mantisx.com. That's MANTISX.com. Oh.
I love being a part of Action Team. It helps me help other people, and it helps me feel good.
Being a part of the team always feels good. Go for it. Don't even hesitate.
For more than a decade, Major League Baseball players and action teams of high school students have been working together to train and inspire the next generation of volunteers.
Once you get there and realize how much you can change someone's life, it's one of the best feelings in the world.
Just that simple act that takes 5 or 10 minutes of your time is making a difference and is transforming someone else's life.
All-star Giancarlo Stanton and Chris Capuano join action team captains to make a difference in their communities, and you can too.
Just try it. Just go to one event, one action team event.
If we all show up together, that's what it's all about. It's not just one person, it's a group, it's a team.
It's been incredibly rewarding for me. It'll just make you feel so good about yourself.
I'd do anything to convince you just to be a part of this.
For more information, go to actionteam.org.
Hey y'all, this is Aaron Tippett. Being in the music business, traveling, working late, doesn't do great things for my routine. But I found that staying active and making time to work out helps keep my energy where it needs to be to perform my best. No matter what you do or where you are, make time to stay in shape. You'll feel better and have the energy you need to accomplish your goals. This message brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 14.
Tomorrow, when the U.S. Coast Guard spotted a 40.
Okay.
This is actually.
Alrighty then. Okay, we're back. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. Kind of an eclectic kind of conversations today because we're talking a little about everything. But before we get back, I'll tell you about. Did I tell you about our sponsor, JL Lane? Yeah, I did tell you that. Okay, I'll tell you one more time. Online inventory. You can buy there. You can pay there. Cars have been cleaned and cleared of all known issues, past a rigorous inspection process. So if you're ready to ride, you're ready to go to a car, your credit's not that good, don't worry about it. You can pay there, you can buy there, you can pay there. You can go to www.jllanetruckandauto.com right now, JL Lane Truck and Auto, and look at the inventory, okay? 272-4313. They're not worried about your past, they're worried about your present and your future. They won't hold it against you. They won't do like the credit bureau. God says after 7 years, free you. Credit bureau won't do that. I'm just telling you, these guys will look at your future and not your past. So give them a call. That's JL Lane Truck and Auto, 272-4313. 272-4313. Tell them you heard about them on the radio. They may give you a little extra off. I'm not sure. I can't promise that, but see how much pull I got, okay? I'm just trying to say that. Anyway, 860-1440 is your number here. You want to give us a call, you got to go right back to the phone, say who's been there. This guy's been there the longest. Good morning, you're on there. Yes. Oh, okay. I can't hear it.
Oh, Lord, let the governor have 17.
I hear you, brother. Okay, then. Oh, I get all kind of things on the air these days. Good morning. Who's this? I'm doing fine. Well, sure. Well, now wait a minute. Well, not yet, but let me tell you now. They do have meetings with the with the county commission. Yeah. And we still paying. We still paying. Mm. Well, we are going to again. You put it. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So they can put it online. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. All right. Well, I'll ask them. Maybe they can put it online. Good morning. Who's this? I'm doing fine, sir. But let me ask you a question, Fernando. But let me ask you a question. Now, again, you guys in the Democratic Party and the Democratic Party screwed you. I don't even know why you even taking up for them, but they screwed you. But let me ask you, theoretically, it seems to me that a woman has undergone some of that treatment by the court would not necessarily be a bad fit because she knows the inadequacies and the unfairness of some rules. So, and another thing, she ran for a year. She ran for a year, and so if anybody wanted to find something out about her, they could have done that. So she was kind of screwed too. I mean, it wasn't like she was hiding. She's running for a year, and all of a sudden now she wins, and now the Democrats don't like it. So now we find all kind of arbitrary and capricious things to get rid of her. And technically, you guys may have been right, but and the only reason I'm standing up for your side because if you're going to get rid of the first one, then it would seem like to me only right for you who got the second amount of votes would take that spot. But they got they got a woman on this thing that didn't run for jack. And now they're going to have to vote for her or don't vote or write you in. So I'm just saying, I think the Democratic Party is all messed up in this whole thing to begin with. Yes. Mhm. Right. Right. And again, they can write you in. Let me ask you something. At the polls, do they have pens and pencils, or do I need to bring my own? Okay. And what office is this, to remind the people? All right. All right. Can they now? Do they have to put the whole name, or can they put Morgan? Okay. F. Morgan. Okay. Does the machine acknowledge write-ins? Okay, but now the machine doesn't know the name. They merely know that somebody's name, because the bubble was filled in. They know that somebody name is in the write-in section of the ballot. So there will be a human element involved in this, which I think sucks. Uh, I mean, so they could actually say, "Oh, we couldn't read the name." I'm just saying we need a way to take the human element out of this at all. But it is what it is. All right, appreciate it. All right, appreciate it. Let me take my last break an hour. We'll come back. 860-1440 is the number here. You want to give us a call? Whatever else is on your mind, whether it's the Thrive money, or whether we need to spend $6 million on some pickleball things. I never heard of pickleball till this morning, but evidently it is a good sport. I don't know if it's happening in the hood or not, but we'll have to take a look at it. Who knows? Maybe we need to bring it to the hood. Let's put it over there. Put it in Gateway Park someplace. $6 million though. That's a hell of a pickleball. But we'll be back right after this.
News Radio
Yes.
1440.
Yeah.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on
We're not
News
building
Radio 1440.
Hello, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Nothing.
But that's what I thought. So why hasn't the pickleball come up in the conversation?
So you keep listening, and we will keep you posted with the latest and the most accurate traffic conditions on the radio. Fall is here at Festival Plaza. Stop by the comic shop, Montgomery Cardiovascular Health and Fitness Center, and more. Festival Plaza, Taylor at Vaughn, a JLL managed development. Buckle up, it's the law for Montgomery Skywatch Traffic. This is Major Delay.
Selecting the best choice of tires can be confusing with all the brands and options available.
Hey, let me ask a question. Another. Does the probate judge office have a lawyer attached to it that you know of, or JC the only lawyer over there?
Stations are here for you. No
right, he's a lawyer, but is he the, because the local amendment saying we're not gonna let anybody else, they don't want anybody else to be probate judge unless they are an attorney. So we don't have, the probate office doesn't have access to attorneys.
To pay them more money, simply to play their music. Don't let radio go silent. Text
because it's the only place in our legal system that regular people can articulate or can adjudicate something on common sense.
Hi, this is Tom Latham with Penny Earning Concrete Technologies. For years, you've heard me talking about our concrete projects.
I mean, what's legal and what's common sense may not be legal, but it's sure nice to have it in there someplace.
Parking lots, even heavily invested in polished concrete for durable and inexpensive long-term service.
Well, because McKinney ran it well, Stephen Reed ran it well, they're not lawyers.
For construction, clearing and ridding land of scrub and underbrush. We cut roads, clear fence lines, clear pond dams, and pretty much any.
But the office itself doesn't have lawyers in it that you know of?
We can grind underbrush into shreds and return it to nature for compost. Our equipment is minimally invasive, not disturbing and upturning your property where additional grading might be necessary.
Well, because if you don't have a lawyer, then they got to go out and hire a lawyer, subcontract a lawyer.
And let us transform your overgrown property into a manageable and productive one. Check us out on Facebook at Transformers or call 334-284-9292.
Thank you, sir.
Hey guys, it's me, wrestling legend Ric Flair, and I'm on a mission to help millions of guys put more flair down there with Mount Everest. Unlike generic ED treatment programs that can take up to 60 minutes to work, Mount Everest can have you standing at attention in as little as 5 minutes. You'll have an absolutely mind-blowing experience every time. That's because only Mount Everest offers a unique 3-in-1 custom compounded medication. Mount Everest will make you a kiss-stealing, wheeling-dealing son of a gun like me every night. Don't lose another night to ED. Put some flair down there with Mount Everest. Woo!
See if Mount Everest is right for you. Go to joinnuimage.com now and use promo code RADIO to save 20%. That's join, the letters NU, image.com and use promo code RADIO to save 20%. Go to joinnuimage.com and save 20% with promo code RADIO.
Sponsored by New Image Medical.
Tired of the endless bickering and name-calling of most political talk shows? Seriously, shut up. That's why Caleb Colquitt hosts Tactics on the News Radio 1440 Facebook page and YouTube. As a national debate finalist and minister, Caleb uses simple reason to make solid arguments and teaches you how to do the same. Watch the Tactics podcast Monday through Thursdays at 6 p.m. online, or listen to the Best of show Saturday mornings at 9 on News Radio 1440. Depend on it. Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Okay, I hope when Alabama plays Georgia, this song is going to mean something. Okay, we're going to be like Tennessee made it rain on us the other night. Hopefully, Alabama when they play Georgia, they'll make it rain on them. Okay, I'm just hopefully with I'm hoping that. Okay. It's 8:49 in the morning, right here on News Radio 1440. I'm your host, Kevin Elkins. I'm the smartest guy on the radio in this room. Oh, yeah. It's tough being me. the only United States Army paratrooper on the airways of Montgomery, probably in all of Alabama. That's right. That's what gives me a certain special endearment to the customers out there. Okay, they like supporting their military men, and I'm the only one that's on the air that's a military man. So therefore, my perspective is one of freedom and liberty and honor. Okay, I'm just saying. I am the NCOIC of the airways as well as the mayor. Okay. 860-1414 number. Let me go back to the phone, talk to people there. Who's there? That guy's they've been there for a minute, so let's talk to him. Good morning. Who's this? Red. Okay. Don't start crying on me now, but let me hear. Let me hear. A little, right, right. And that's what she's thinking. That's what the Democrat. That's how they insult the hell out of black folks because they just gonna put them. No, I mean they know that she's gonna win. She's gonna probably win because she's on the ballot. We don't ask questions. Well, I didn't say you're deplorable, brother. Clinton said that. Yeah. Well, it's too late now. It's too late. Yeah, it's too late for that now. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm. But they will. But they will.
Well, we would vote for.
When it comes to intelligence and right, but when it comes to intelligence and politics, intelligence goes out the window. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we certainly are yeah. Appreciate it. We certainly are divided. Appreciate it. Got to get some last calls in, but appreciate it. Well, that wasn't too bad, Marty. I can live with that. Good morning. Yes. Good morning. No, I didn't. I mean, I saw Sunday. I did see Sunday morning, thank God, but I didn't see the TV show. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Bet. Yeah, sure. Yeah, and I think so too. Yeah, but I don't trust that. I appreciate it. Listen, I got to. I'm running out of time. Let me get to the other two calls on, but I agree. I think a write-in vote. I'm all for it, but I don't think they'll do it their due diligence to count it. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Who's this? So I let my man go, and you guys not even there. Okay, don't worry about it. Anyway, I think there's a I think if you got AT&T, I think there's a problem with their system or something, because I think those are the people who can't seem to get in right now. You might want to give those guys a call and see what they do, because it happened to me a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, well, so much for that. Let me see if I can get this person. Good morning. Who's this? Hello. Well, I think that's somebody playing with the phone right there. So since I'm not going to answer any more calls, so we're just going to, it always happens about this time. About this time. Anyway, what else is going on? Not much. Tomorrow, hopefully, tomorrow I plan to have a guest. The woman who wrote the editorial in the paper, I think she's going to be here tomorrow. So we'll talk to her. She's had interesting perspective on our school system. Okay. Okay, I'll try this one more time. Who is this? Who is this? They don't even look at it. I'm lost for what you mean. How are you going to get 200 write-ins and get 100 votes? Right. Okay, well, hope that's not true. Anyway, real quick. Good morning, who's this? Okay, nobody. Anyway, time's up. Okay, well, I guess what he's saying makes a little sense. If you only got 200, if you only got 200 votes, if they only have 200 write-in votes, then I guess you're right. It's not gonna whoever the 200 with, whether it's a mixture of multiple people or a mixture of one, it's not worth really reading the vote, I guess, because you're not going to make a difference in the election. So, but it would be nice if, I think I'm going to go write my name, because I'm not voting for a Democrat or a Republican. So I'm just going to go to the polls from now and write my name in. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Write my name in. Now, I got to go. Have a great day.
WSFA 12 News Update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Bethany Davis in the WSFA 12 newsroom. A Hoover police officer was shot on the job this weekend. It started on I-459 yesterday afternoon when a driver reported someone fired multiple times at his car. Law enforcement tracked the shooter to a nearby apartment complex where he pulled out a gun and started shooting at officers. One officer was hit multiple times, and officers did return fire.
Is he still living?
The officer who was hit is believed to be a non-life investigation. A massive fire in downtown Enterprise damaged several buildings. It started about 5:30 yesterday morning near the All About Art building on Main Street and quickly spread.
I guess it's time for another day.